Course in Miracles is this book right here, and if you can tell, I have been studying a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles for over 30 years, and A Course in Miracles is a spiritual mind training that does help you to have peace in your life. When you have peace in your life, you attract more wonderful things in your life, and that's really the truth. Hello, Tamara. If you are not at peace, you will not attract peaceful things. If you're not in joy, you will not attract joy things. If you're not in love, you will not attract love. That's just the way it is. And so, thank you, Red. I love this book too. So, the Course in Miracles helps you to use your mind by reminding you of who you really are, not what your ego says. And ego from the Course in Miracles would be the part of you that thinks without love. Hello, Farrell. Good to see you. All right. So we're going to read a section. I'm going to go through a little bit of it today because hi, Noel. Good to see you. So we're going to read a little section of this today. We're going to talk a little bit about it, and we're going to do a little bit of a quiet meditation about it too. Okay, so before we get into this, prayer, from the Course in Miracles point of view, prayer is the medium of miracles. So when we realign ourselves in prayer, we come back to our true selves. We come back to our peaceful selves. We come back to our connection with God. And you can say your connection with love. Doesn't matter. Okay? All right, so everyone, let's take a big deep breath and close our eyes. Dear Mother, Father, God, Divine Source, Universe, all that is, we come together today with open hearts, open minds, and an open spirit. We allow today to be a time of welcoming, a time of inviting our brothers and sisters here on this planet and in our experience, and even without our experience. Without our experience, we invite all of the sonship, which is all of us, to a place of peace. For when we find our place of peace, we are truly doing it for our brothers and our sisters that cannot do it. When we invite the pain, the sorrow, the tragedy, the anger of others in and bring it to the light, we are uplifting not only ourselves, we are lifting the world. And we bring to mind any pain and suffering and anger and fear in the world in this moment, knowing that only light can dispel darkness. And we dedicate ourselves today to the light. We take a deep breath. And we say, thank you very much. And so it is. Amen. All right, so welcome everybody. I personally I am dealing with stuff in my life. It doesn't matter the form of the stuff that I'm dealing with. It doesn't matter the form that I'm dealing with. What matters is that from A Course in Miracles point of view, there is a world of illusion, which is the world that is, yes, my hair is wet. I was going to say that, Farrell. The world of illusion, and then there's a world of spirit. This is the true world. This is the illusion world. Oh, Betty, thank you. I feel you. Hi, Lou. And so what we want to do is we have to remind ourselves. See, Red just showed us some specifics about the illusion that she's in right now. And it's not an illusion in the 3D space and time. Let me tell you, it's not the illusion in the 3D space and time. It is illusion from a spiritual perspective, because only love is real. Only love is real. So when it is not of love, it literally is not real. Because the things of this world, good morning, Land Angel, the things of this world will come and go. Spirit remains. Your connection with spirit, with God, whatever you want to call that, with love, never dies. It is the Alpha and the Omega. It is the beginning and the end, without a beginning and without an end. And so that is why we come together in these groups. That is why why there are so many incredible spiritual texts that help us to remember this. And hi, Norman. Good to see you. Hi, Gretchen. So today we're going to talk about a section of A Course in Miracles, and I'm going through things right now, and this is what I always do. I know. Thank you, Gypsy. How do you know a person loves you for real? You need to know that you love yourself. That's it. Okay? All right. So, I go to the great spiritual texts, always, to remember. That's right, Farrell. True. Yeah, you're right, Lupia. And I'm not blocking anyone. And you can just keep doing whatever you're doing. It's fine. It's fine. Do whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to just keep going. Do whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter to me. I am not blocking anyone today. So do whatever you want to do. It's fine with me. So, I wanted to read this section of A Course in Miracles because there's so much to it. There is so much to it. And a lot of us are going through fear. A lot of us are going through craziness. And so I wanted to read this section which is called The Undivided Will of the Sonship. Undivided Will of the Sonship. Thank you. Thank you, Red Wilson. Okay. All right. So this is in chapter 8, and it's section 5. Let's just read a little bit of this and get into it, okay? Good. Well, I do my work to try to remain at peace. You know what? I'll just tell you this really quickly before we get into this. The Course in Miracles says, it is in our defenselessness that our safety lies. And sometimes it's very hard not to defend. Other times, you're like, whatever. And when you're in that whatever place, you're much more connected with yourself. When you defend, it creates what you're defending against. And when you defend, ultimately, when you defend, it makes the attack real. It makes the attack completely real. So the Course in Miracles would say, always, when you are feeling like defending, you have to come back to your true self. And your true self, not your ego self, would never defend. Because there's nothing to defend. Everything is fine, right? It validates attack and it creates tension. That's right. Okay. So let's all take a big deep breath and let's start. Okay. Good. All right. Yeah, let's start from this part. There's a lot. Let me just show you. There's a lot highlighted in this, and I'm just pulling up a few things here. Let's start with this. So he says here, and when I say he says, and this section will refer to, he will say me in this section a lot. Just for your information, the people that follow A Course in Miracles believe that this is the teachings of Jesus. Hi, Ivana. But you don't have to believe in Jesus. You just have to believe that there is an elder brother that walked before you, elder sister that walked before you on this earth, that has gone through the trials and tribulations of living as a human and has transcended that to heal their separation from God. That's all you need to know. It could be Jesus, Mohammed. Hold on one second, Red, I will tell you. Jesus, Mohammed, Mary Magdalene. It could be a million. Yeah, or if Jesus works for you, it's fine. Okay? Yes. Okay. So, and just so you know, it's chapter 8, section 5. It's on page 147. Okay. So here we go. By the belief that your will is separate from mine, remember this is Jesus talking, you can replace it. By the belief that your will is separate from mine, you're exempting yourself from the will of God, which is yours. Let me say that again. By the belief that your will is separate from mine, you are exempting yourself from the will of God, which is yours. This is ultimately, thank you, Gretchen. This is, first of all, we start with this idea of a belief. And the Course in Miracles would say the separation of you and yourself, you and God, started from a mad belief. A mad belief that you were separated from God. And the Course in Miracles is going to try to help you to remember over and over and over that you are not separated. That it is only your ego that's keeping you in fear. That's right. That's right. So, remember, and what he says is, when you believe your will is separate from God's, from Jesus's, whatever, you're exempting yourself from the will of God, and the will of God is your will. So when you are in a place, when you are in fear, and we're going to talk about that in a second, in craziness, in anger, in defense, in any of that, you are forgetting that your will is God's will, and it is just covered up. It is like there is a diamond in here, and you're covering it up with a ton of different things, and you're forgetting that the diamond in here is that you're connected always. Always, always, always. Okay? All right. The recognition of God is the recognition of yourself. Take that into consideration for a second. The recognition of God is the recognition of yourself. Yes. Good. Good. There's no controlling God. There's no controlling God. I don't know if what you said, Gypsy. There's no controlling God. Remember, from A Course in Miracles point of view, their only love is real. That's all you need to remember. Just remember, 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 remember. So, the recognition of God is the recognition of yourself. There is no separation of God and His creation. You will realize this when you understand that there is no separation between your will and mine. God's will is love. God's will is perfect. God's will is exactly what your highest will for yourself is. So when you forget that, that's when you're in crazy land. That's when you're in ego. That is when you are separate. But you never have been separate. That's the whole point. You've never been separate. Everything we do, everywhere we go, right? Everywhere we go, we cannot be separate from that energy. Now listen to this. Now let's stop the comments for just one moment. And just listen to this. Let the love of God shine upon you by your acceptance of me. My reality is yours, and it is His. By joining your mind with mine, you are signifying your awareness that the will of God is one. All you need is a little willingness to say it's not my way. Not my ego's way. It is God's way. Who we are and where we come from. That's right, Ivana. And really, it all comes back to really, ultimately, the two most powerful words that we can say. I am. And what does God say? I am that I am. We are not separate from that I am presence. We are not separate. We are one with that I am presence. We are that I am presence. We are not God, but we are part of God. Do you get it? I am. Okay? So let the love of God shine upon you by your acceptance of mine. So this is Jesus saying, accept my light, accept my, and in other parts of here, he says, hold my hand. I will show you. And that's what we're going to do. Surrender to the perfection. That's beautifully said. You get it, Diana? Good. Okay, we're going to move down. This is very important. Like the pieces of the greater puzzle, we all fit together as a whole. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it sounds so cliche and it sounds so blah. But when you know it, you know it. When you know it, you go, You know it. There is no separation between you and your brother. You are your brother. Your brother is you. Right? That's why to give is to receive. Okay? All right. Now this is the section that I kind of was focusing on when I opened the book this morning, and I just love this section. So I want to just read it straight through for a second. Okay? I'll probably comment a little bit. So listen to this. This goes down to paragraph 5. Okay? Hi, Autumn. Whenever fear intrudes anywhere along your road to peace, it is because the ego has attempted to join the journey with us, and it cannot do so. Take a deep breath. I'm going to say that again. Whenever fear intrudes anywhere along the road to peace, it is because the ego has attempted to join the journey with us and cannot do so. Your natural being is peace. Your natural being is love. Your ego wants to keep you, bye Felicia, keep you from that peace. Your ego wants to keep you from that love. The ego wants to keep you from that joy. That's right. That's right. Gypsy, that's right. So when you are feeling fear, and you could say anger, you could say condemnation, judgment, whatever it happens to be, it is because the ego wants to hold you back from your peace and your joy, and your will, remember your will is God's will, your will is like, no, I want peace, I want joy. So fear, anger, frustration, separation is the sacrifice, and guilt is the byproduct of that. When you allow your fear to be bigger than your faith. That's true. That's right. So another part of the Course in Miracles, it would say, when you are feeling fear, it is a sure sign that you are listening to your ego. Okay? All right. So let's keep going. Sensing defeat and angered by it, the ego regards itself as rejected and becomes retaliative. So, because the ego doesn't want you to grow, doesn't want you to have peace, it gets angry and it gets frustrated and it starts to project all its shit onto the world and says, oh, it's because of them, it's because of the war, it's because of those people, it's because of Periscope, it's because of social media, it's because of all. So it becomes retaliative and says, oh, it's because of that, it's because of that, it's because of that. And then you, if you are not awakened and you're not doing the work, you start to believe that voice. You start to believe that voice. And when you believe that voice, that's when you're in the hamster wheel of craziness. And that's when you are in, your will never be away from God. You're never separate. But that's when you believe that you are separate from God. Did you get it? Anyone get it? Everyone get it? The boundaries are, the cray-cray, the boundaries are, you don't need to set boundaries. All you need to do is be like, I'm only doing this. I'm only doing this. I mean, in some circumstances, you have to say, no, that doesn't work for me, for sure. But if you keep saying, wait a second, and the biggest boundary you have to deal with is the boundary in your head. So right now, I get it. Yeah, right? The boundary in your head. You're getting it more and more each day. Good for you, Darbo. Good for you. All right. Anyone want to say anything about that about the ego? Because it's just beautiful. Okay. Let's keep going. So, he says, sensing defeat and angered by it, the ego regards itself as rejected and becomes retaliative. Gonna attack, gonna attack, gonna attack. Now, this is real. Yeah, it does. It does. Because the ego the Course in Miracles talks about everything and nothing at all. And you finally learn to let go of that voice. Right? Crying is good. It's a truth meter. It's good. Cry. It's a good thing. This next line is very important. You are invulnerable to its retaliation because I am with you. You're invulnerable to the ego's retaliation, the craziness. You're invulnerable to it because I am with you. Remember, this is Jesus talking. You could put in love. Love is with you. It is never anywhere else. It is always with you. On this journey, you have chosen me as your companion instead of the ego. I will tell you this right here. Everyone that's in this scope right now, all 42 of you, you have chosen love. You have already chosen love because you're here. All are called, few choose to listen, and you're listening. So, as he says here, on this journey, you have chosen me as your companion instead of the ego. You have chosen love as companion instead of the ego. Do you get it? It's not that we remember it all the time, but you're here because of that. I'm here because of this book. You would not have attracted this book. You would not have attracted me into your life. You would have not attracted any of this if you didn't choose love. Many people are not choosing love. Not choosing Jesus, Muhammad, whatever, Buddha, Krishna. Got it? So this is people from all religions and no religions practice A Course in Miracles. I want to say that. So, I'm going to read this again really quickly so you get it. You are invulnerable to the ego's retaliation because I am with you. On this journey, you have chosen me as your companion instead of the ego. Now, this is really where the rubber meets the road, and he's going to be very, 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 very clear here. Do not attempt to hold on to both, to the will of God and the ego. Do not attempt to hold on to the will of the ego and the will of God, or you will try to go in different directions and you will lose your way. What does he say in the Bible? I am the way, I am the light. And it's not saying there's no place when he says I am the only way. You get it? You get it? Do not attempt to hold on to the will of the ego and the will of God. Do not attempt to, for if you will, you will go in different directions and you will lose your way. And it happens all the time. Thank you for saying that, Land Angel. It happens all the time. That's when you have to check yourself. Literally, you got to check yourself. You're like, Jesus. Hold on. Literally, Jesus. Jesus? I need a miracle here. I need a shift in my perception. I need to change what's going on. Because I'm in crazy land. I'm on the hamster wheel of craziness. Do you get it? Okay, let's keep going. You're funny. Okay, here we go. This is paragraph 6. The ego's way is not mine, but it is also not yours. The Holy Spirit has one direction for all minds, and the one he taught me is yours. The one he taught me is yours. Remember, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, that the Trinity, it's in many religions, but basically, there's us who haven't woken up yet. There's the ascended masters, and then there's God. So, ultimately, the Holy Spirit has one direction for all minds, and the one that he taught me is yours. He taught me is yours. Let us not lose sight of his direction through illusions, for only illusions of another direction can obscure the one for which God's voice speaks in all of us. Never accord the ego the power to interfere with your journey. This is so powerful, and it's so simple, and it's so huge that many people need to hear this right now. Never accord the ego the power to interfere with the journey. I love that. Never accord the ego. And what do we do all the time? We accord the ego the power of our journey. We give it the power instead of God the power, right? It's my things, it's my stuff, it's my. That's what the ego is. Because the ego will always argue for your separation, never argue for your healing of the separation. That's the reason I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Ninja. Okay? Hi, Jelly Bean. If you've missed any of this, this is pretty deep, so you're going to want to definitely go watch the whole replay. So we're just getting to the end here. Hi, Melanie. So never accord the ego the power to interfere with your journey, because it has none. Because the journey is the way that is true. Leave all illusions behind and reach beyond all attempts of the ego to hold you back. Reach beyond all attempts of the ego to hold you back. There's still good stuff here. Still stay here. There's still good stuff. But just definitely watch the whole thing. I mean, really. The greatest power you have is your power to choose. And from A Course in Miracles' point of view, it would say that the greatest power you have is the power to choose. The rest of that line goes, beyond the insanity of the world. Your greatest power is your power to choose beyond the insanity of this world. This world is insane. All you have to do is look around and see how it is insane. But the world of God, which is eternity, which is in no beginning, no end, is always expanding in love and growing, is not insane. It is at complete peace. Leave all illusions behind and reach beyond all attempts of the ego to hold you back. Yeah. So, now listen to what we're going to do right now. And everyone here, hi Doug, everyone here that's been, sitting with this and processing this and letting it sit with you, I'm going to read the next part and we're going to go right into sitting quietly into a meditation because it's the most beautiful little section here. So if you are ready to just listen to this, I'm glad, Melanie. Just listen and we're going to sit quietly, close our eyes. Okay? All right, take a deep breath, everyone. Once again, if you're just joining us, we're on Chapter 8, Section 5 of A Course in Miracles, and this is the last paragraph. Okay, actually, let's do this. Everyone take a big deep breath and close your eyes. Now let these words just wash over you and sink deeply into your consciousness. Leave all illusions behind and reach beyond all attempts of the ego to hold you back. I go before you because I am beyond the ego. Reach, therefore, for my hand, because you want to transcend the ego. My strength will never be wanting, and if you choose to share it you will do so. I give it willingly and gladly, because I need you as much as you need me. And now we sit quietly with the awareness that there literally is a hand that we can hold in the darkness. That hand is the hand of light, the hand of peace, the hand of joy. Today, we reach for and hold that hand. beyond the illusions of what the ego mind would have us believe. And today we feel the comfort, the peace from just making the willing attempt to reach for the hand of God. And now we look to see all the illusions of fear, separation, anxiety, and overwhelm in our lives. And we truly see how when we look at these illusions, we are disconnected from ourselves, therefore we are disconnected from God. Although we can never be disconnected, we can feel disconnected. And once again, we reach, we make a sincere, direct action to reach for the light, to reach for the hand that guides us through every trial and turmoil of life. And we see and feel the difference when we make that choice. Reach therefore for my hand because you want to transcend the ego. My strength will never be wanting, and if you choose to share it, you will do so. I give it willingly and gladly, because I need you as much as you need me. And we take a deep breath. And we open our eyes and come back to the room. I love you too. Hi, Mary. We're not on a lesson. We are doing Chapter 8, Section 5, The Undivided Will of the Sonship. Good to see you, Cece. Hi, Patty. If you missed any of this, definitely watch the replay. There is a lot. And really quickly, I'd like to hear from you. What are you taking away from what we just did? You can see clearer now. What are you taking away? I'm taking away peace. Farrell, if you don't know, hold on 1 second. I'll say it at the end. Last night is so powerful. We're all one need to hear this today. I was feeling lost and alone. Good. Peace. I'll tell you about the book, Farrell. Hold on a second. That we can choose not to fear. We can choose love. That's right. Deeper connection. Thank you. Letting go of the ego I needed this morning. Good. Of course you did. You set up this day. You set me up in your day. Set you up for the day. That's so funny I said that. Powerful in these interesting times. That's right, Jilly, for sure. In the whole world. God's will is my will. Good to know ego is fear. Yeah. I'm good now, man. I'm good. Oh. You're welcome. God is your friend. There's some pain in my back and reflections on the past relationships. Reaching for that hand that is always there. You're welcome. Cornbread on milk. I love that name. All right, so Farrell, I think, was talking about the book. This is a book. It's A Course in Miracles, and if you can tell, I have been doing... Oh, nice, Lily. I love that. That's nice. So here is the book, if you don't know. I love that, Lily. Beautiful. Thank you, Cynthia. Okay. Here's the book, A Course in Miracles. And A Course in Miracles is a spiritual mind training, and it is not a self-help book. This is a spiritual text. I'm so glad, Cece. That's what it's about. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kind of looks like the Bible. It does kind of look like. This was channeled material. We'll talk about this, you know. This is channeled material in the mid-1960s, and then late 1960s. There's a whole story of the Course in Miracles on YouTube, how it came. It literally came through a woman who was a Jewish atheist, who suddenly, and at that time there was no, like, you know, channeling, whatever, and it just kind of poured out of her. And it has been a great text in many, and the principles of A Course in Miracles will change your life. They will. You're welcome, everyone. Well, thank you so much. It was great to see you. I'm glad that you hung out here. If you want to know, in the 1960s, I forget exactly what date. It was in the mid-1960s. Yeah, I've had this for probably 28 years. I've been doing it for 32 years. Had another book, and this is my book. I literally just put this on because it's coming off. So, oh, Doug, thank you. You changed my life. So that's what it's about. All right, everyone. If you want to know anything more about me, you can go to attractpositiveresults.com. And, yeah, it's all there. So, a miracle, from A Course in Miracles' point of view, a miracle is your divine right. And a miracle is a shift in your perception. Remember that. Okay? Okay. All kinds of amazing. Thank you. All right. Okay, beautiful. You're so welcome, everyone. If you're not following us here, you might want to follow us. We have a beautiful group of people. I love that, Land Angel. Love it. Grateful Dead. Good to see you, everyone. All right, have a wonderful day. And remember, keep reaching for the hand beyond the ego. Keep reaching for that beautiful hand that's there. All right. Oh, thank you so much.